So if you are struggling with endometriosis, that is hard enough, right? You are likely in pain, frustrated. You've probably tried lots of different things. But if you're struggling with endo on top of trying to get pregnant, that can add another element to the game that can really make the whole journey very difficult with not only how you feel, but maybe you're wondering how it's affecting your fertility. So, I want to share with you today 3 ways to naturally help support your endo, support your health to get pregnant and have that healthy pregnancy. So, I'm Crystal Melanson. I'm a board certified holistic practitioner and a functional fertility nutritionist. And I want to talk about this important topic because I have lots of clients that come to me that have been struggling with endometriosis, not only just the symptoms, but also how it's impacting their fertility journey. And the first thing I want to let you know is that natural approaches and changes can make a huge impact in how you feel. So stick around and listen to this, okay? So if you aren't familiar, endometriosis, it's an inflammatory disease where you build up tissue that's very similar to your uterine lining tissue that grows outside of the uterus. So on other organs such as your ovaries, on other structures in your pelvis. And it can cause scarring as well as it can impact your fertility. And there's different degrees of it, of how severe it can be and how systemic it can grow throughout your body. And it's known mostly because it can be very painful. So newer research also suggests that endometriosis has an immune component, an autoimmune component to it, meaning that you are having a dysregulated immune response that is really impacting the disease, the severity, and the growth. And when we have autoimmunity, that's your body's immune response reacting, attacking your own body. And so it's believed that there's an element of that to endo, which is important because we know that natural approaches can really help autoimmunity. And we also know that if you have one autoimmune condition, you're more likely to have others. So it helps us be proactive and help identify what other stress might be impacting your symptoms as well as your fertility. Now, how do we get it? How do we get endometriosis? That's definitely can be a bit of a mystery. We do know that genetics can impact it, but we also know that toxins and chemicals such as pesticides impact endometriosis development. Both in your life, but because we know that these toxins can be passed down from parents, grandparents even, that might be part of the reason why it's thought to be genetic as well. Um, and so that comes into play when we're trying to discuss how we can help with this. So here are 3 ways that we can really help impact endometriosis as well as help your fertility. So the first one is the cornerstone to so much, which is gut health, right? Working on your gut health because your gut contains trillions of organisms all living and working together. But we know that many people are struggling to keep this community, this environment healthy and strong, um, where there becomes an imbalance of bad to good bacteria. And that can cause inflammation. So when you get inflammation in your gut, that can grow systemically throughout your body, affect inflammation throughout your body. And with endo, we have identified really that there's a certain type of bacteria called gram-negative bacteria that's been identified, that's been linked to a significant inflammatory response that could be impacting this. So one of the foundations, how do we work on it, is first of all, if you have any digestive gut issues, that could be a factor, but you don't always have to have those symptoms to know that it's impacting your endometriosis. And one of the foundational steps is eating foods to reduce inflammation in your gut, right? So eating more of an anti-inflammatory diet. Those foods can be a bit specific to you. Um, but it also helps balance out that bacteria because when we eat less inflammatory foods, that gives the bacteria more of a chance to have the good guys fighting for us. And so for many of my clients, what that means is removing inflammatory foods such as dairy is a good example. We know that dairy can cause a lot of inflammation in many women, as well as can greatly impact pain with cycles and endometriosis. And then focusing on some of those good foods like healthy fats, healthy, sustainable seafoods that have healthy fats in them, omega-3s that are anti-inflammatory, avocados, olives, olive oil, as well as using targeted specific supplementation to help fight off the bad bacteria. And now, when I say specific supplementation, that is because I mean that we can't go heavy duty, don't just go buying gut cleansing products because that can be aggressive and unsafe for when you are trying to conceive. When we are working on gut health and trying to conceive at the same time, we need to be strategic and safe. Because, the last thing we want to do is really rile things up when you could be potentially growing a baby. So with working on your gut, it's removing inflammatory foods. It's focusing on good, healthy foods, like healthy fats, as well as rebalancing that gut bacteria in a safe way for conceiving. All right. So the second one is one key nutrient that Endo warriors seem to be deficient in, seems to be zinc. And zinc is very important for reproductive health, reproductive development. It impacts egg development, sperm development, but also it's really important for regenerating your gut lining. So not only is it getting rid of bad guys and getting rid of bad stuff that's impacting your gut, it's helping it heal, right? We got to help it heal and be stronger. And zinc is a really important nutrient to do this. And you can get it from lots of foods, red meat, so pasture raised red meat, healthy poultry, oysters if you like oysters, beans and nuts. Those are all great sources of zinc. All right, and then the third one is massage. So along with using nutrition and working on your gut health, there are habits that we can incorporate. And self-massage, specifically in the pelvic, the abdominal region, is one thing that you can incorporate that can have a wonderful impact on how you feel with symptoms, as well as help with that healing process as well. Because when we use specific massage as well as oil techniques within the pelvic abdominal region, that can help break down some of that tissue. It can help break down some of the scar tissue, as well as really encourage blood flow, which is important for healthy uterine lining development. It's important for healing as well as delivering oxygen and nutrients. Not to mention, it really supports your detox pathways. So your digestion, your liver health, your lymphatic system. When we encourage those pathways and move those systems, this helps with healthy hormone metabolism, such as estrogen, which we know can play a huge part in endo and its symptoms, as well as it's a safe way to help encourage that release, that removal of toxins through your gut, through your lymphatic system, moving them out of your body to support that healthy womb. So this is something that you can do for yourself to help with that healing process, as well as preventing more scarring and helping with the metabolism, removal of toxins. So if you're dealing with endo and you're concerned about your fertility, know that there are many ways that we can naturally help with symptoms, as well as help uncover what could be some of those underlying issues of your endo, some of those core underlying causes that could be impacting it, right? To help prevent it, as well as helping your goal of having that healthy pregnancy, that healthy baby. So let's look deeper. Let's look deeper and incorporate these things that can help you and show you how to do that. So if you have any questions on this topic, please comment below. All right, have a good one.